Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jeff Flowers and today we got the PGY Tech OneMo backpack. Let's talk about it. This is a 25-liter camera bag from PGY Tech. It's very new to the market. I know they had it on Kickstarter for a while. And I kind of had my eye on it for a bit as I've been searching for kind of like the right bag or the perfect bag, which doesn't exist, more or less. Everything seems to get pretty close. But let's take a look into this one. This is made, from a heavy-duty nylon. They do claim it's waterproof. I haven't been in any conditions with it yet to really test that out. But there are AquaGuard on most of the zippers except for this front expandable pocket. That's just kind of a standard zipper. There are lashing points all over this bag. I mean, it's kind of excessive, but if you need it, it's there. It's kind of like better to have it and not need it than not have it. So let's dive in. You can get into the bag. It's got a clamshell opening. You can get right into the internals of the bag here. Now I've got mine set up. I've tried to set it up a few different ways, and I just haven't quite found something that works, well enough for me to be happy. We've got the tote bag or the drone carry bag. It's kind of currently what I have in here right now is a Mavic 2. And then you've got your upper compartment that's going to house all your camera gear. And it does come with a number of dividers. So you can get this pretty much customized how you want. I haven't figured out the exact layout that I need because I also have another lens. And it doesn't quite fit everything that I currently want in the bag. But that's really just me being picky. So let's start off with the drone bag. Set that back up. So in here, got a remote, a battery, got my aircraft that has a battery in it. So it does carry some spares. And there is also some organization in here as well. So you can just place a camera in here if you'd like. It does come with some dividers, as well as the dividers that come in the bag. They work in here. It's got the same Velcro hook and loop style system. So that's kind of nice to give you options. If you don't necessarily want a drone and you don't want to carry this big bag, you can just throw this little bag on your shoulder as like a running gun. So on this, you also have an expandable top part that zips out here. And it doesn't have access to the main compartment, but you could fit, I bet the aircraft and the battery, would fit in there, and that would leave you some room underneath if you needed to store, let's say, more drone accessories, filter kits, charging hubs, things like that, or you can just put your camera in there. And this is a much smaller portable solution. It's got a shoulder strap that you don't need to know how that works, but it's got it on there, as well as on the back here, it's got loops so you can run it around your waist. As well as it's got a handle. And all the handles on this bag are basically like that seatbelt material. Feels super quality, not like they're going anywhere. So that's kind of a sweet feature of this bag. There's also a compartment on the top for any smaller items that you want to put in here, keys, wallet, what have you. So this is a great little bag. It fits in the main backpack. It's almost got a dedicated spot for it that can be removed via the side access, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But, just another option for you, which is great. So you don't have to run, this big bag all the time. You can carry just the right amount of accessories. You can zip this baby. Is that the right one? It's the back one here. Zip this back up. We can throw the drone back inside it. So, moving on to the main bag, we can start in the front here. We've got kind of like an extras pocket up here. that is expandable. I want to say it adds maybe 3 to 5 more liters, somewhere in there. And you know, this section, it's made out of the same material, and the AquaGuard zipper on the main portion here, you know, will help you keep just the water out on that side of things. But this pocket is deep, but there's plenty of room, and there's also a strap on the inside, kind of like an elastic strap here. I don't know if you can see that, but clothes, anything you want, fit in there nice and easy if you don't have room in the main compartment. The nice thing about the main compartment is I'd pack 4 in this, or you don't have to run the drone camera bag, and you've got a separate spot for maybe a pair of clothes, you know, if you're going to be bringing your camera gear along as well. So looking at the left side here, right side, is where we've got the side access. So you've got the side access for the bottom, which I've removed the shoulder strap, but this just slides, maybe. This just slides right in there. So it's quick access to your drone if you need to. And it's also got a quick access for the camera as well. So you just want to do a little more run and gun type shooting. You know, you can sling this off your shoulder, in and out. It's no big deal. I do use it more often than I think I do. And I feel like a lot of people would get, you know, pretty good use out of it. On each of the doors, it's got some organization. Like this one has a door for 3 batteries. These fit my Canon batteries just fine, as well as some, you know, battery indicators. So let's say you're shooting and you've got some dead batteries you want to throw away, you know, you want to throw in the bag, and you don't really keep track of them. Well, guess what? Now you've got a green for good, red for dead, and it can hold 3 of them, which I think is pretty handy. And on the camera door here is an RFID protected pocket. So that's where you put your credit card, maybe we'll just say your wallet in here. There's room for keys as well. You know, I don't know if I would. On the camera door here, there's an RFID protected pocket. Good place for your wallet. You know, things like that. It's more sensitive material. That way when you're out and about traveling around, people can't steal your information. Moving on to the other side of the bag, we've got a water bottle holder. I do not have, I don't have my main water bottle here today. But this will hold my Camelback Mule. I think it's a 1 liter, but it's a little bit taller and skinnier. Yeah, it holds just fine in here. A little bit thicker bottles. You know, you would end up really stretching this out. It'll also hold a tripod. And it's got a lashing point on that side, so you can tighten everything down. Now, there's also a side access on here. You can put small things like a hard drive, maybe a portable charger. It's a stretchy mesh pocket, but it's inside the door, so I don't feel like that would get a lot of wear and tear. And then there's a side door here, as well as 3 elastic loops. You put cables, whatever you need, chapstick, stick of gum, be on the side. So on the back panel here, we'll take a look at some things we got going on. We have very nice padding on the back. It's all mesh, very breathable, as well as 2 pockets to store your shoulder straps. So if you're going to be carrying it maybe more briefcase style, because there's handles all over this, you know, you've got that option as well. So things aren't dangling, flapping around. You've got a handle on the bottom here, a handle on the right side of the bag, left side of the bag, whatever way you want to look at it, as well as the top. So they've got you covered for basically any way you want to grab this bag and carry it. Now the straps on this are pretty wide, and they're very well padded, very well ventilated. Some of the most comfortable straps that I've dealt with on a backpack. The only thing I don't like is that they don't pivot on any way here, so depending on how broad you are, they may or may not be uncomfortable. They've worked pretty good for me, as well as they've got these load lifter straps, so if you do have this packed out kind of heavy, it helps you, you know, bring that load closer to your body, essentially reducing fatigue over time of it being used. You have multiple loops on this strap, as well as a small zippered pocket. I'm not sure what you put in here. Honestly, it's pretty small. Maybe some money. Maybe put some cash there, quick access cash. And on this strap you have matching loops as well. And then you've got some larger elastic bands, maybe good for holding like a lens cap. things like that. And then it has this adjustable sternum strap that can move up and down. And this one's very basic, just your standard clip shoulder strap, which sometimes I use. I'm not a big sternum strap kind of person. I don't ever have this bag loaded very heavy if I'm going to be taking longer hikes, walks, things like that. But it's there if you need it. Now, before we move on to the interior of the bag, we've got loops galore on this bag. I mean, you have a set on top, that way you could strap a tripod horizontally if you'd like to. You've got loops on either side of this, as well as loops on top of the bag as well. And what's really cool is they give you these little magnetic strap hiders. You know, you don't have to put your straps there, you can put whatever you want, but it does go all the way through the bag. And then they give you these lashing points for pretty much whatever you want to use on the bag. So it's very handy. I do like that they include that, as well as a couple others, but I've got them sitting over on the table here. So I'll stuff those. Just like that. So let's dive into the interior of the bag. It's got a, I would call it, what, 200 degree zip maybe? We'll just call it a clamshell opening. Opens up like so. You've got a place for, you know, a 15-inch laptop. Fits a 16-inch Mac, that's what I've got. In here just fine. Then you can strap that down. The one thing I will say is with the laptop in there, you kind of do notice this get a little bit more rigid, obviously. It doesn't make it uncomfortable, but, you know, it's worth noting. Now this will give you access to everything in the bag. You've got your camera on one side, drone, whatever, however, which way you have it configured. You can get to it from, you know, a few different access points, which is nice. I like a clamshell opening just to be able to get to everything at once, versus like my Peak Design Everyday bag. You know, you've only got the access on the sides of the bag, really, for your camera equipment. So I've got a set of, you know, I've got a lens and camera on one side, and then I've got a microphone, filters and stuff on the other, which I use less often, but I would like the option, like in here, just to be able to get all of my stuff at one time. So, pull this stuff out, the drone bag, camera, some accessories, and you can, you know, we can just take all of these out, and that'll give you a nice open spot. Velcro on the sides here, and it will lay flat on the bottom. Now you just have a nice big bag. Put a bunch of clothes in. This, like I said, maybe 2 days, maybe 3, depending on, you know, how you load, how you pack, especially with the front expandable pocket. But there's plenty of options in here. I do really like the divider, so you get to choose kind of how you have it set up. But other than that, there's not much else to say about the bag. It's pretty easy to use. I would say really my only gripes with it are probably the zippers. I'm not sure what brand they are, they don't say on them, but I would compare them maybe to like a YKK 6 or 8, something like that. They're pretty fine-toothed on the entire bag. I want to say maybe the thickest one is probably on the expandable portion of this front flap. But yeah, other than that, I've been pretty happy with it. Ooh, one thing I forgot is they do have a Velcro part at the bottom here, and they give you a rain fly. So let's say it's more severe weather, since the bag is fairly weatherproof. You know, they do give you the option to have that on there if you got torrential downpour and you really don't want, you know, water getting into your gear, especially because things are expensive. Camera gear is expensive, drones are expensive, the bag's expensive. That should just about cover it. This is the PGY Tech OneMo 25-liter camera / drone bag. It's pretty good. It's a little bit small, but I've been fairly happy with it so far. I've got it in this like olive camo colorway, and then they have it in black as well. You can get them direct off their website. I think this was on Amazon for maybe around $220, something like that. But no real complaints. Now I think that about wraps it up for the PGY Tech OneMo backpack. another great bag for anybody looking to, you know, have more customizable space for their camera equipment and their drone equipment, since this does come with that spare shoulder bag. A lot of cool features. I've been pretty happy with it. So if you have any comments or suggestions, leave a comment below. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.